family members, as you know, we always strive to see now what others see eventually. We strive to stay in front of the HERD so that we can get P.A.I.D. And in that same vein, utilizing that same thought process, at this particular time, I want to give to you multiple airline stocks that are going to get us P.A.I.D. Now, last week's mild bout of profit taking, that means people were monetizing their actualized profits in the airline industry. Well, that was just what the doctor ordered for stocks in need of a breather. And I might add, the list of overbought stocks needed a reprieve, and that was a quite large reprieve. And with so many big name companies hitting 52-week highs, well, this, shall we say, reprieve was long overdue. Now, airline stocks are a perfect example of what I'm talking about. Many have flown to their 52-week highs. Some have even reached record highs. But chasing stocks at dizzying heights is never, ever, ever as satisfying as scooping up positions, okay, at a discount. You see, savvy traders and investors loathe to chase the market. They like to be in front of the market and let the market come to them to get P.A.I.D. And so what savvy investors do, what we in the Asset Wealth Institute do, is we instead lay in wait until a multi-day retreat ushers shares to a lower risk entry point. And these pullbacks bring stock prices back to support levels, which are altogether more attractive to deploy new trades from. I'm talking about buying to open or actualizing positions from. And that is exactly what has happened with airline stocks. You see, their upward trends remain firm, and last week's retrenchment is providing an excellent buy-the-dip opportunity upon completion of the appropriate drill down. So, at this particular time, I'd like to submit to you 3 airline stocks that are ready to take off and soar and get you, me, we, the Asset Wealth Institute family and listeners alike, P.A.I.D. First airline I want to start off with is Delta Airlines, symbol D-A-L. Delta Airlines. Now, Delta Airlines shares are arguably the strongest of today's trio of positions I'm going to give you. Last week, DAL stock notched a record high at $53.57. Now, its upward trend boasts rising 20-day, 50-day, and 200-day moving averages, and is increasing in momentum as suggested by the RSI, okay, relative strength indicator confirmation signal generated last week. Now, the recent retrenchment was shallow and lacked any significant signs of disruption. Just a little profit taker, just a little monetization occurred. The candlestick formation of DAL's pullback was also quite clean. So, we turned around, and just this past Friday, what did we see? We saw a bullish reversal candle just past Friday. So that illustrates a shift in control from the bears to the bulls on DAL. DAL, high-flying airline stock that's going to get you, me, we, the Asset Wealth Institute family, P.A.I.D. throughout the summer months. Next, I want to give you, as far as airline positions that will get us P.A.I.D. is American Airlines, symbol AAL. American Airlines, symbol AAL. Now, the action in American Airlines Group and their shares have been similar to Delta, which, on a side note, should not be surprising at all. Stocks in the same industry virtually always develop patterns of a similar nature. Remember that. And while AAA stock didn't score a record high, it did notch a new 52-week high during its latest ascent. Now, last week's retreat carried the stock back to its rising 20-day moving average, which is a logical spot for support to form. Like its predecessor, AAL also saw RSI, talking about that relative strength indicator, confirmation on its previous upswing, signaling its trend is increasing to momentum to the upside. AAL getting ready to move to the upside in anticipation of summer. And the third airline that I want to submit to you to get your P.A.I.D. during the summer months is Alaska Air Group, symbol ALK. That's Alaska Air Group, symbol ALK. Now, unlike Delta and American Airlines, ALK stock's uptrend is arguably in its infancy. It just reported, it's just recently popped back above and reported its 50-day moving average and formed a higher pivot point. Now, there are two ways to view this. Now, either ALK is the weakest stock of the bunch and destined to continue its underperformance, or ALK is due to play catch-up and will eventually tag its 52-week high near $100. Now, yours truly, well, I would argue the latter. But either way, the stock has a solid pull-up occurring here, and we need to go ahead and consider it for possible actualization for future monetization. Talking about that Alaska Air Group, symbol ALK. We also gave you that American Airlines Group, symbol AAL, and that Delta Airlines, symbol DAL. Talking about positions, airline positions, if you will, that will get us P.A.I.D. during the summer months.